I'm Sean Sweeney, owner of the Cowboy Way Athlete Program. Welcome to the program. Stoked to have you on. I'm going to give you a brief overview, some things that you need to know and what makes us different from other programs. The first thing is athlete fund. So 20% of all of our membership revenue gets shoved in this athlete fund that is there to help you guys. And we've done that. We've sent echo bikes, we've sent bumper plates and plate sets, barbells, sandbags, heart rate monitors, you name it. We've sent a bunch of stuff, and we're just getting started. The more that we grow, the more money that we'll have to be able to give back to other people, and the more that we'll be able to do. So I'm really, really excited about that. And it's a no bullshit thing. It's honestly, it's there for you. So don't be hesitant if there's something that you need help with to reach out on the Train Heroic app. Just send me a message. And if you need some help with something, shoot me a message, and we'll see what we got available in the athlete fund and see if we can get that kicked over to you. But we've done like flights to competitions, seminar fees, competition fees, anything's fair game as long as it's in the fitness realm that's helping you go forward in your fitness. The video review and breakdown. So in the Train Heroic app, which at the end of this kind of talking point here, I'm going to flip to a screen recording and show you the actual app. But I really want you guys to use this here. In the app, you can go to the teams, and like I said, we'll break this down further, but you can send lifting videos, gymnastic videos, Metcon videos, whatever. You can send those over in the app, and I'll do a video analysis and breakdown of that. And as long as you're obviously comfortable with other people seeing that, you'll put the video up, it'll be public, and then I can do a commentary on it and kind of give you some feedback, and that can really help others that are maybe struggling with the same issues have a benefit from that from your video. So the more of that we get going on, the more benefit everybody has. So definitely use that. Communication within the community as far as in the app is that, and we'll go through that, is that people put up their results and use that. A lot of people are training alone or in their garages or whatever, and having that interaction between people that are doing the same shitty workouts that you are is a big deal. So definitely don't hesitate to comment on someone's stuff. Give them an attaboy or good job or whatever, or bust their balls about beating you by one rep or whatever it is, but definitely use that. Just keeps it way more fun. Now when we get into the actual training, so there's a good amount of training. It is possible to get it. I do expect that you can get all of the training done each day. Obviously life happens, we're not all full-time athletes, but if you're not fucking around too much, you should be able to get our training done within like 90 minutes to 2.5 hours tops, depending on how aggressive you are getting things done. Hey, dogs, buck it off. So when we go through this, there are going to be days where you have to adjust or prioritize certain things. So let's say we have a big day of training that has back squats, it has a Metcon with wall balls and pull-ups, and then it's got some rowing intervals and accessory work. But you only have 45 minutes. You're gonna have to prioritize on what you need to work on. So how I like to do that is, number one, figure out how your body's feeling. If you're feeling really achy and beat up, I really like you to prioritize monostructural movements and accessory work. So in that scenario, hey, I'm feeling beat up. Maybe I'm not going to do heavy squats or a high intensity Metcon. Maybe I'm just going to get the monostructural, the rowing intervals in, and do the accessory work and do my stretching and call it a day. But be true to yourself. How's your body feeling? If your body's feeling beat up, stick to the heavy breathing, the cyclical monostructural work, and the accessory work. If you're like, okay, my body's feeling good, but I only have time for a certain amount of things, try to do the most part of picking what you know you need to work on. So if you're really good with Olympic lifting, but your high skill gymnastics kind of suffer, then obviously try to focus more on those high skill gymnastics. Mazikeen, enough of your stuff. Barking dog. So, mates, come here. Sorry guys, come here. Stady slaps, little shit. Now, when you adjust your schedule, I do program this in a weekly setup that is meant to be followed as is. But as life comes up and you have to shift days over, just really be aware of how you're compounding your stressors. So if we have a extremely heavy shoulder day that you did today and you need to adjust your schedule for tomorrow, just be aware of that and try not to do another extremely heavy shoulder loading day right next to it. So you just kind of spread those stressors out throughout the week. That's your main goal when you have to adjust the schedule. And then we also have to keep in mind that you don't see the next week. So if you switch it, if you continually switch this around, you don't really know what's coming the next week. So do your best to follow the schedule as is written. And then if you have to adjust it, just be aware of the compounding stressors there. Accessory work, mobility, and aerobic. Don't skip this shit. This is something that I did my whole career, and I wish that I would have got on this earlier. Get a heart rate monitor. The Polar H10 is the one I recommend, but a heart rate monitor, doing that low intensity aerobic work every Thursday. There's some low intensity heart rate based aerobic work. Do that. I promise you it'll pay off. The mobility, every day I have stretches that I put in there in a mobility session. Those are, great guidelines and a tool if you need to switch them up or you have different stretches that you'll like to do that day. But if you have no clue what you're doing, follow those, do the damn stretches, and it makes a massive difference. Accessory work, all the shoulder rotations and the kettlebell high pulls, Bulgarian split squats, all that shit that's kind of boring. It's a huge, 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 huge benefit for you. So don't skip this. This is a big deal. Don't be weird and skip this stuff. It'll make you so much better. I'm gonna go ahead and switch now to a screen recording, and we're gonna go over how to navigate your app. All right, here's what your app looks like. So once we're in the back end here, or in the, front end, you can see the workout as it's laid out here, but you can't see all the videos attached to it and all the fun stuff until you hit start session. So I'm gonna hit the start session. I'm not gonna move this. This is a different days than today, so just ask me that. But it asks you, some general questions here on how you slept and all that jazz, and it'll ask you some different things at the end. You don't have to do that. You can skip through it. But once we get into the actual pieces here, so we have the snatch flow, then we got some thrusters, squat snatches, and whatnot. You're probably like, what the hell is a snatch flow? The little video below it, if you just tap the video, it'll pull that up, click the link, and it just starts playing the video. It'll show you exactly what that is. You can mark it as completed once you're done here and then move on. Once we get into the next piece, this is some general back squats. We're going to go, it kind of has all the notes. When you log this, you can put in your reps. Okay, so I did 3 reps. If I want to autofill, so it fills out all 3 sets, I just hit that autofill, and now it goes 3 all the way down. So instead of having to fill out every block, let's just say I use 335, autofill, it'll autofill all of that. Okay, so that does it for you. I'm going to, it's probably going to jack up my training for next week, but whatever. So that autofill is a really helpful tool to use. Now, this is the leaderboard. So I'm going to go down. This blue section that says for weight is the leaderboard. The top section, where it's the sets and reps, that's for your notes that me and you will be able to see looking back on your progress. So these are 2 separate things. The blue leaderboard is just simply that, is only a leaderboard. It's not attached to the actual training. So I can put in my 335 there and hit log. If you did RX, have that green button clicked on. If you did not do it RX, have the RX button clicked off. You can do it in pounds or kilos, whatever's up for you. But do it, that's your leaderboard section right there, okay? Now, go away, guy. Go away, guy. No. I'm going to come out of here real quick. All right, now let's go back in. Okay, so once I get through, let's go to a piece where it has all of these notes. Do not go through this damn workout without reading all of the notes. So I take a good amount of time and try to make this super clear. Sometimes there's little twists and turns in workouts that you have to really follow. RX and RX Plus and V1, V2, V3, all of that shit is all fun and games. Like, that's cool. It's good to have goals to shoot for. But ultimately, the notes are king here. So as I'm going through this workout, let's just kind of talk about this one real quick. Every 4 minutes for 4 sets, you're going to do this row, a bunch of thrusters, and then you're going to do snatches for max weight. There's 3 different versions, but it has stipulations here. So if we kind of read through this, it says you must be finished with the thrusters by the 230 each time. So if you cannot complete it in 230 on the first set, adjust your numbers down so you can complete it in that ballpark each round. That's really important. So if you started out, let's say you started out with like, okay, I think I can do version 2. I'm going to do 11 thrusters. And the first round, you're, struggling and you're way behind the clock, definitely adjust your numbers to a number that will allow you to get it done in that time frame. So almost every single workout will have some sort of parameters by this that says, hey, you should be able to do this many unbroken or be done by this time. Make sure that you adjust that because it is going to make a big difference in the training stimulus. Speaking of training stimulus, gearing system. See this gear 3 here? So this Hoppy Habanero, what a name. I have no idea how I come up with this shit. But the gear, so it's right here underneath the RX, the gear 3. There's a gear 1, 2, and 3. Think about this as what you are limited by in the workout. A gear 3, the highest gear, you are going to be solely limited by your overall fatigue level, not the difficulty of movement here. So in this workout, we're going to choose a version of double under that you're not going to be sucking with and just tripping up every 2 reps. So we kind of say this here, double unders should be a number that takes you in the ballpark of 60 to 90 seconds. If you don't have doubles, then roll to singles and do the same relative time frame. So we really need to focus on that and make sure that we stay in this gear. So the 20 kettlebell swings, as I say here, it should be a weight you can absolutely do unbroken. So gear 3, I'm not limited by how heavy the kettlebell swings are. So I need to make sure that that's not too heavy for me and I'm not having to break those up into sets of 5. Now, on the opposite end of that is a gear 1.5. Or gear 1, I think I have one coming up here for you. Gear 2. Where's my gear 1? 3. Gear 2. Oh man, where is it? Gear 2. All right, so we're just gonna use one of these gear 2s right here. So in this workout, it's a gear 2. So a gear 2 means you are equally limited between your overall fatigue level and the difficulty of movements. So this is 4 rounds of 50 double kettlebell front rack walking lunges and 4 wall walks. Now we're going to choose versions that are challenging enough that it really makes you work for it, but they're not going to stop you in your tracks. And as these notes will clarify here, it tells you how long you should be able to be doing those wall walks in, if you need to adjust it, how to adjust that, and what weights you should be using. All of that stuff is in there. So really follow the notes. That's just the biggest takeaway from this is follow the damn notes. Take a lot of time to put that in there. So make sure to use that. Now, notifications. You can turn this shit off. So it'll notify you on a notification on your phone every time somebody does anything on the app. You can just change that. So you can say, hey, if I comment, yeah, let's notify that. It also will send you emails on all these notifications. You can turn those off. So on the right side, all of my email notifications are turned off. Definitely do that. Now, everything else, that can give you a notification on your app, but it won't send you an email. I just kept that all on, so it notifies me every time anything happens in here, but you can change those settings as you want. Messages. So you can go right in to these messages and you can click on the Cowboy Way. So this is our whole team feed. This is where I put a whole bunch of info out to you guys. Now, you can do stuff here. Obviously, people haven't done that too much, but you guys can also put things in the Cowboy Way feed. Another way you can do it is you can go ahead and put a direct message into someone. So if I want to go ahead and direct message Julian here, I'll just click on him and I can direct message him, and that works out great. Now, on the day's schedule, so when I go to the training day, it'll have the comments right in here. So this is on the comments on the actual training day. I just can hit this view all comments, and this is where everybody's results are in. Now, how do you get there is when you go into your training. I'm going to start training on today, start session. Okay, I'm going to go through it as I put in all of my shit here. I'm going to get to the end. I'm going to say done training. Okay, now this is the important part. In this section, the coaches or this section, this is where you put all your notes. So I'll say, hey, I squatted 315 for the back squat. On this Metcon, I got this many rounds and reps. I did it RX, and this is how it felt. All of your notes go here, all your results. Use this as like a full debrief of your session. And then if you hit this button that says share with coach and team right there, that will make it a public comment that everybody can see. If you do not click that button, then it will only save it to you, and you and me as the coach are the only two people that can see it. So if you go here, it goes coach and team. If you don't click that, then it's a private deal. And then you just hit finish session and it will save it. So when people log it like that, that's how these comments come up here. Okay, so that's how we see that. That's what these are all about, and this is perfect. So these guys did a great job saying, like Tom here, his sumo deadlift, how he did on Flava Flav, and then exactly he did a 600-meter bike, and because of the weather, and then strict pull-ups due to short ceiling. Perfect. That's a perfect Tom, gold fucking star, man. That's how it's done. So that's the majority of the work on the app here. Make sure you hit the start training. If there's multiple videos, it will go ahead and bring that up. So when I click on this video, there's multiple here because there's multiple ones needed. So even though it only looks like there's one video right now and there's multiple things, click on the actual icon and it'll pull up all the videos that you need with it. All right. If you guys have any more questions, just give me a message and I will, on the Cowboy way, and look forward to seeing you guys on here.